I'm Neysa, and I am a student, or I was a student of philosophy and German literature who became a welder. I had paid for my degree working in trades and just carried on working after the fact. So life was life, but I did experience something of an energy crisis. I was somebody who did not take very good care of my person. And I tended to overwork and undersleep and undereat and all of these things. And I reached kind of a crash. And it was around that point that I Googled, I just at a whim thought, well, I need to try something. And I Googled acupuncture and I found something called the turning point, which I thought, perfect, that's the point I'm at now. So I came and met Gord, and it was just like one of those serendipitous, awesome days. And 3 years later, I am like a totally enlivened being again relative to what I was. I was just like a zombie. I had no momentum. It was chronic fatigue is what it was. And honestly, I attribute a lot of it to Gord's treatments and his moral support and his friendship. But I turned back into the kind of person that was engaged and emboldened in a positive way and just sort of ready to take on life again and just energetic and enthusiastic about being here. And that was, if you had met me 3 years ago, you would not even have recognized who I am now. And I attribute a lot of that, honestly, to Gord. Yeah. There is something about Gord, his life experience, the wisdom that he brings to it, his ability to engage with people and deeply listen to them on a physical level as well. Like just listen to what the body is telling him and then teach them to listen to their own bodies. Like that's just a really amazing, whole and complete experience that I was not anticipating. The laughing is always good because he has such a great sense of humor. But I have to say one of my most memorable experiences, again, I'm an introvert, I'm a stoic, and I was never very good at allowing myself to experience emotions, more or less allow other people to see me experiencing them. And within the last year, I was having a rough day and I wound up crying. Like almost publicly crying, which to me was just the end of the world, of course, which I'm alive, everything was fine. But anyways, what did I do? Like I showed up here, I had booked an appointment with Gord and I showed up here and he shut the door and I think I burst into tears. And that was one of the first times that I think I've cried in front of somebody. And I thought, how strange is that? Like I showed up, one of the worst days I've had in a long while. I was just absolutely overwrought. And I showed up here in tears. And Gord was just like, whoa, this was a rough one. And I think he might have shed a few tears with me, and we discussed what had happened. And by the time I left, I just felt like another human being had just totally understood and empathized, and that was one of the most healing experiences I think I've ever had, was being able to show up in, I'm about to tear up now, was being able to show up in tears and have somebody shed a couple tears with me and he just sat there. Gord talks, which is wonderful, I love listening to him, but he actually just sat there with me and just empathized. I honestly attribute a lot of my turnaround in life to Gord.